Isabella had barely settled into the rhythm of having Mr. Mohal, her enigmatic boss, around when he approached her with a personal query that she was not sure how to solve. "What gift should I buy for my wife? I've been away for a bit," he confided, looking as though the weight of the world was on his shoulders. "Flowers always start a warm welcome," Isabella suggested with a smile, her mind dancing between professional advice and the irony of her own marital situation. "And maybe a dinner to reconnect and spend quality time together. Time is often the best present you can give, especially if you have been away for long." Mr. Mohal nodded thoughtfully. It was a brilliant idea, and it made a lot of sense. As the clock struck 3, they ventured out to an upmarket mall nearby, hoping to add a gift to the flowers. The air between them was formal, sometimes filled with awkward moments of silence and polite smiles. The two were worlds apart and were failing to find common interests. Isabella, being the free-spirited one, decided to lighten up the mood. As they went inside several shops, Isabella playfully tried on some dresses to see if he could buy one for his wife. Mr. Mohale couldn't help but notice that Isabella really looked beautiful and attractive as she tried on the different dresses. Each dress she slipped into seemed to chip away at Mr. Mohale's formal facade, revealing a hint of awe. He watched, almost transfixed, as Isabella twirled in a vibrant print that hugged her figure gracefully. "It's a pity we are both married," he thought, a sentiment that lingered unsaid but heavily felt. "Why are all the good women married? I wish she was not married," he said to himself. The afternoon culminated in the purchase of a delicate necklace to accompany the flowers, a token that Mr. Mohale hoped would bridge the gap his absence had created. Mr. Mohale was really hoping his wife would be happy with the gift. Back at the office, the day's unexpected turn continued when Mr. Mohale received a call from his grandmother. She was eager to finally meet the wife she'd heard so much about, but never seen for 2 years. Mohali promised to bring her that night after the planned dinner. Meanwhile, Isabella returned to the apartment she now shared with her best friends, Wendy and Tom, who had moved in during the days Isabella felt depressed after her husband left. As she took a bath in the shower, an unexpected knock came at the door. It was Mr. Mohal, flowers in hand, ready to surprise his wife. The door swung open to Tom, who looked puzzled at the sight of a strange man holding flowers on their doorstep, and asked how he could help him. Stunned that his wife was cheating on him, Mr. Mohal managed to ask if Isabella lived there, and Tom said yes. As if that was not enough, Wendy came and wrapped her arms around Tom from behind, a casual display of affection that shattered Mr. Mohal's world. He barely saw her face, but he mistook Wendy for Isabella and he stumbled backwards, the flowers a sudden burden in his hands. "Are you two?" he began, his voice trailing off into the thick tension. Tom's response was curt, protective. "It's none of your business," he snapped, shutting the door on Mr. Mohale's confused and heartbroken face. Crushed by the misidentification and convinced of his wife's infidelity, Mr. Mohale spent a tormented night, drinking alcohol, trying to bury his sorrows. The next morning, Mr. Mohale asked his lawyers to draft some divorce papers and send them to his wife. He told him his wife was cheating on him, and he had seen it with his own eyes. "My wife is cheating on me," cried Mr. Mohale as he spoke on the phone with Isabella. Isabella was stunned. She was not expecting her boss to show this weak side of him. She did not know how to comfort him. She just managed to say, "I have got you. I am coming to see you now." Isabella had called to check on her boss, concerned by his absence the whole day. Her boss asked her to bring some urgent work to his house after work. After the heartbreaking scene, Mr. Mohale had fallen sick after drinking too much alcohol. When Isabella arrived at Mr. Mohale's house, she found him bedridden. A shadow of the composite figure he usually presented. Mohale had a fever. Isabella immediately took a dish with cold water and a towel so that she could cool him down. She gave him some medicine and compassionately, she tended to him throughout the night. Isabella mistakenly fell asleep next to him from sheer exhaustion. Waking up to Isabella's beautiful and peaceful face, Mr. Mohali experienced a moment of deep feelings of love. So this is how it feels, waking up to someone you care about, he mused silently, the morning light casting a gentle glow on the scene. Isabella apologized for dozing off next to him, and from that day she was sure to arrange something that would cheer Mr. Mohali after work. As the weeks rolled by, these two mismatched souls began to discover a rhythm in their differences. She organized movie tickets, football tickets, karaoke, parties, and more. The awkwardness melted and the polite smiles transformed into genuine laughter. Isabella also taught Mr. Mohali to cook. He was really enjoying some home-cooked meals Isabella taught him. None of the girls he dated knew how to cook. If only she was not married, I would marry this girl without thinking twice. My grandma would be proud of me, Mr. Mohal thought to himself. After food, they would take long walks and admire nature. Isabella was becoming a very important person in Mr. Mohali's life. He relied on her on a number of business and personal issues. She brought calm, peace, and order in his life. A genuine friendship started to develop. Their bond grew over shared vulnerabilities. Isabella became a pillar of strength in Mr. Mohal's life, shielding him from the storm of his perceived betrayal and supporting his professional endeavors. Their late nights at the office weren't just about work. They were a sanctuary for two lonely hearts seeking solace. One evening, as they lingered over shared confidences, Mr. Mohale inquired about her own marital status, to which Isabella confessed her husband's prolonged absence. "Why don't you divorce him and marry me?" Mr. Mohal said jokingly. Isabella said she would wait a bit longer. The very next day, a lawyer delivered the ultimate irony: divorce papers from a husband she hadn't seen in 2 years, accusing her of infidelity. "What kind of crazy is this?" Isabella exclaimed, her voice a mix of disbelief and anger. Here she was, accused and abandoned, yet she had waited innocently for him for 2 years. And this is the way he decides to thank him. Isabella told the lawyer that she will only sign the papers in the presence of her husband. They agreed to meet at Starbucks for coffee the next day at 3 p.m. Isabella told Mr. Mohali that she was going to meet her husband. She will get a divorce. Finally, Mr. Mohali couldn't hide his joy. He cheered her on and told her to take the rest of the day off. He also was going to meet his ex-wife to sign the divorce papers.